Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. Today we continue with Dr. Mason Henson talking about how to improve productivity, maintain soil, plant health while we've got beef production going on. And we get into the topic this week of warm season annuals and how to potentially incorporate those in. Mason, what are we getting into here? What do you see as potential varieties, things like that?
Yeah, so warm season annuals just really help you to provide basically a supplement to your animals, right? So we think of supplement typically as hay or these feed products that we're providing to our animals, but warm season annuals is another good option to increase the forage quality out in our pastures and let our cows be cows, right? A lot of people will try and add, different high-yielding grasses like a sorghum Sudan, some of those sorghum hybrids, some of our millets, say pearl millet, and then a lot of times we also see crabgrass. It's extremely easy to just throw some of that out there, extremely palatable, high digestibility type forage that's going to be really high quality for those animals. And incorporating a legume is always helpful. If we can add some of that nitrogen through the fixation of those legumes and increase the quality even more of that stand, it's going to be extremely beneficial, especially if we've got some of those cattle that maybe have higher nutrient requirements. If we've got a cow-calf operation, if we've got these stockers, that's going to become really pivotal during the summer. A lot of times what we see in the summer is we've got these Bermuda grass varieties, maybe some native range species, and a lot of our producers may not want to consider a cover crop because they've got a ton of yield out there, a lot of biomass in their pastures. But even if we can dedicate 10% of our pasture or more, we can do something like limit grazing. We can turn them out onto that pasture for a short period of time, or those higher nutrient requirement animals can graze that while some of our maybe just dry mama cows are out grazing our Bermuda and native range.
So when we talk about that, it leads to a couple questions. What can this work behind a cool season graze out program? Where does it work in, and then how do we get these things established as they're seeded in annual grasses?
Yeah, so it's going to work really well coming from an existing cool season annual program. If we've got, say, these pastures that are dedicated to wheat pasture, let's go ahead and fill that summer forage gap with another annual and incorporate some warm season annuals. So we'll talk a little bit about some of the establishment methods. Going ahead and getting those planted right now is what's going to be really important. We've got great moisture, we've got the adequate soil temperatures. We want that to be about 60 degrees soil temperature. So being able to get those in the ground now, there's tons of options as well for our planting, whether that be drilling or broadcasting. I know my own operation, we typically broadcast because we may not have the capability or the equipment to drill, but there's really good options out there that can still be successful. The main thing with the establishment of these annuals is getting good seed to soil contact, especially for those that are a little bit bigger seeds and are typically planted a bit deeper in the ground. But we need to focus on those little seeds as well, say that crabgrass, and getting that good moisture, good seed to soil contact as we're planting.
Good topic, and next week we're going to dig a little deeper into this whole concept of legumes.
Yeah.
And as always, we appreciate you all joining us on Cow-Calf Corner, and we'll see you next week.